Hello, everybody. It's Happy Monday. Make It Monday with Amy and Jim, and it is April, which is National Serger Month.
Yes.
So we thought we would give you a couple tips for your serger for starting and stopping.
Yes, we're going to lock them both.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. So, all right, everybody. So if you would do me a favor, lots of these. So Facebook will continue to shove us out there for everybody to take a look at. So, all right, James, you're next.
Well, I just got back from teaching at the Original Sewing Quilt Expo,
Yep.
and I did several serger classes, which was great to see them sold out.
Yeah,
and actually I even had some kids in the hands-on serger classroom, which is really great to see.
Absolutely.
Their grandmother brought them.
Perfect.
And grandma was there taking the class too.
Oh, good.
And that was one of the topics people brought up was like, well, how do you secure your stitch? Because on your sewing machine, you got the back stitch, which we all had. And now the newer, more advanced electronic machines have it where you just have to touch the tie on, or you could touch the stitch where it automatically ties on at the beginning. And when you get to the end, it's a touch of a button and it ties it off. Sergers don't have that.
Right.
But there's a really quick and easy way to do that.
And I'm sure if anybody knows, it's you.
Well, thank you. So I'm going over to the serger. That's that easy. So I'm in front of the Bernina L860. And I have it set up for a 4-thread overlock with an integrated safety stitch. And what that means is that there's 2 needles creating a seam. So this will give me a much more stronger seam than like a 3-thread overcast.
Yep.
And basically when I did my setup, I just went and followed everything on my info panel, and it just basically set itself up.
Right. And because it's Serger Month, all our sergers we have a great price on and specials. So
yeah.
And plus the Serger subscription box.
That's true.
Every other month you get to learn.
Yep. And I have my machine set up now. The machine comes with this really great accessory where it'll actually give me like a seam allowance there. And I'm going to lay it down. So I have my 5/8. And thank you.
I moved the monitor, sorry.
It's still flipped. So we have a mirror image. But anyway, I have the...
I was trying to undo.
Yeah. That's the fun. There it is. That's the fun of the live.
Okay, there we go.
Perfect. So now this is you were sitting in front of your serger. Thank you, Amy.
You're welcome. I knew something was wrong.
So
hey, Dorothy.
It has a seam guide with this machine that's completely flexible. So what I would do is I would take like a tape measure and go from this needle over, and I can get my 5/8. So a lot of our patterns, when we cut them out, they're 5/8. That way it'll trim off just the amount I need. And as you can see, I have my blade engaged, so it'll trim off the excess. So it's pretty much a simple setup, like most sergers. And I'm going to go along, and I'm going to tell my serger to stop with the needle down. So I have 1 stitch in, so I can lift up on my presser foot. And I usually do a gentle little tug just to get it more like a cord instead of the 3 little straggly threads. And on most sergers, you would bring it around to the front and have it go under the foot. The only thing is sometimes you may get a little bit of a buildup on the end because you're going around the needles this way. What I love about this serger is if I can take it, because there's so much room that I can put my hand through the arm of the serger and I can bring it up on top and see exactly where I'm going to lay it. So there's no mystery that if I caught it or not. And a lot of sergers don't have that.
Yeah, that's genius. And that's these new modern sergers, because the our original ones, Jim, were like a 10-inch box, right?
Yeah.
And now they're making them like almost sewing machine size. So
and pretty much this was non-existent. There was like a wall here.
It was awful, yes.
But now I can actually, you can see, I could put my fist through this.
Yes.
So I have plenty of room to work. And the lighting's even better, so I can see where I'm sewing. And now I know it's going to be right on top, and I'm laying it flat down. And I'm just serging over for a bit. Then I'm going to move the thread over so my serger can cut it for me. I'm going to go to the end of my seam. And this time I'm going to tell my serger to stop with the needle up. And I did 1 stitch off. I'll just lift up on my presser foot, give a slight tug back, pivot it, then I'm going to flip it right over, and I'm going to take it and bring it right back in front of the needles, lay it down, and then I have it right now against the blade. Now, on most sergers, what you're going to want to do is you're going to lift up and you're going to pivot it slightly because you don't want to cut the threads.
Exactly.
However, if you noticed here, all I got to do is a flip of the lever and my blades are disengaged. So my blades are out of the way. There's no chance of me cutting all that stitching. I can sew straight ahead for like a 1/2 inch. I'll lift up, give it just a gentle tug back, and I'll put the presser foot back down and chain off.
Right.
And this way I can just easily clip right at the very end.
And look how neat that is. That is clean right there. That's
Yeah.
not so cranky, chunky finishes.
On both ends. And that's why by putting if you could put your thread chain on the top, you can clearly see where it is, and there's none of it sticking out on the outer edge. So it gives you a very nice clean finish.
Yes, it always looks like you didn't try hard enough. When people just flip it and catch the edges of it, I absolutely totally understand that. That is a super easy way, clean way to see it, because normally you see like this tail that has like this blobble off the end, right?
Yep.
Or when you flip it over and you sew, a lot of people sew at 45 degrees. So you're just catching that corner and plopping off the edge. And then you have this mess on the end.
Yeah.
And if you're making a reversible jacket, that's the last thing you want is that mess on the end.
And also too, that sometimes they don't get enough of the thread caught in, and it cuts it too quick, and you get it pulling apart.
Yes, absolutely. So hi, Donna. Hi, Dorothy.
Hi, Donna.
Yes,
Dorothy.
Exactly. So make sure you do one of these or a couple of these.
A lot of these. Hi, Terry.
Hi, Terry. Hey, and also
thank you, Terry.
I have 30 some subscribers, followers from 10,000. I can't tell you what that will do for us. So make sure you're following, subscribe, like, share this with your friends, and let them know we really know what we're doing here when it comes to your surgery, your scan and cut, your sewing machines.
Well, that's one of the perks when people. I have to go. I'm going to toot your horn because I know you won't. But that's one of the perks here because the film studio is attached to the store, Amy Bachman Sew and Quilt.
Yeah.
And usually there's somebody here all the time that knows sergers because you know it.
Right.
I'm in the book, The Ultimate Serger Answer Guide. So I kind of know a little bit about serger. And we have Lori, who's like a whiz on the Berninas. Yeah. So you have a lot of people here to help you out.
Gina makes Dan's clothes. Gina knows her serger, and so we all have them here. So we want to try. Hi, Leslie. Oh, there's Gina right there.
Yeah, that's Gina.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's Monday here at the store. The retail store is closed, but we're open Tuesday through Saturday. You can find us at amysews.com for some tips and tricks and our subscription boxes. So wait, Donna goes, wait, you have a book? Where do I get it? So it's the Ultimate Serger Guide.
Amazon.
Probably Amazon, because they're really out of print technically.
Yeah, but Amazon seems to have
them. So yes, absolutely. But you can't have mine because mine is autographed. Just so you know. All right, everybody. Have a terrific Monday. Have a terrific week, because the more you know,
the more you sew.
Bye, everybody. Bye. Go sew. Go sew.
Serge. Go Serge.
Go Serge. Go in your sewing room. Flick on your machines. I don't care if you don't have a project plan. Run some fabric through it. Get inspired. And get busy.
Can I add one thing first, though? Before
Absolutely.
you do that, before you bring it in, if you haven't touched that serger for a while, first, shame on you. Second, make sure you give it some proper lubrication and cleaning before you power it up.
Dust it off, little drops of oil, and she will be very happy with you. So, all right, go get creative, everybody. Have a terrific day.